Okay, we are live. Welcome everyone to Inside the Junior Reign episode number 22. We're officially back. Apologize, we had a few weeks off there as we got our spring programs and everything launched and get into a new time and location. So we'll now be coming at you every Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific time and consistently from here on out. My name is Ben Frank. I'm the club president for the Junior Reign. With me, as always, is Paul Esdale, our chief of hockey operations. Say hi, Paul, and I'll check and make sure we're on feed here.
Well, it's good to be back. I know we've been away for a while. Lots been going on. We've had a great year, a great season with the Junior Reign and the Ontario Reign, and we're excited to get this going again and hopefully provide value for the people out there and help us learn as well.
Great, and it looks like we're showing here. Yeah, and our volume is working as well. We had some technical difficulties in the past, but it looks like we're off and running. As always, whether you're watching live or via the replay, please give us a like on the video, and especially let us know comments. Maybe give us a thumbs up in the comment, or just let us know questions or comments that you might have. We'll make sure that we either get to your questions or comments live here during the show, or even if you're watching the replay, leave those questions or comments there. We read all of them, and we'll reply in the comments, or we'll address your questions on the next show and make sure we get back to you. So we really appreciate the shares, the likes, and definitely the comments and interaction with all you guys. That's kind of the purpose of this show we're going to do every week. So what we're going to do for today's show is we're actually going to step back for a minute and look at the first year. This is our first year of the Junior Reign as the Junior Reign Youth Hockey Club. Recap the year, talk about how the year went a little bit, and then start to talk about what's happening now over the spring off season, and then what's happening as we plan out next year. This time of year for us is actually, even though we're on the ice less, it's probably the most busy time of year for us in planning and communicating things as we recap the year and we plan out the future.
Yeah, no, agree, Ben. The interesting thing and the neat thing about it is if you look back a year ago, I believe the date was actually not quite a year yet, but April 19th was the official press release from LA Kings, Ontario Reign, and ourselves forming the partnership going from the Wildcats Hockey Club to the Junior Reign Hockey Club. And obviously yourself and Joyce, ownership of the club and started the Wildcats, and I joined not that far long, and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears put into the Wildcats programming and that brand, and then making the jump to the new organization, the Junior Reign, and working through that and working through some of the logistics of changing it and the uniforms and all these things. And it's interesting. We're not even a year yet, and it feels like we've been doing it a longer time. And I feel like we've done overall. There's some great experiences I know the families and the kids have had. I can speak firsthand as I'm down with the kids and the coaching and stuff. And I know the Ontario Reign, the LA Kings, nothing but very supportive of the programming and let us run the youth programming with support and insight and marketing, all this working together to actually, end of the day, to provide great youth hockey development for our community. So it's been, I've been overwhelmed with how awesome it's been and how exciting the future is. I know we're just starting out, and it's not even a year yet, and the potential, the future for bigger and better things is just is great. Yeah,
and as you mentioned, we're excited because we're really able to take some next big steps down. Because like you said, last year at this time, this hadn't even happened yet. And a couple weeks from now, at this time last year, we were having to figure out what are we going to do about uniforms and announcing all these things. So just to recap some of the highlights that happened over the last year, the partnership was announced. We had a letter that went out to the whole hockey community that was signed by Luke Robitaille, the president of LA Kings, Darren Abbott, the president of the Ontario Reign. There's press releases from the LA Kings and the Ontario Reign. They put on a photo shoot for us with one of their players at the time to launch the whole the Junior Reign official program. And they stepped up and contributed to paying for the new jerseys for all of the returning players, so that they didn't have to buy new jerseys to come back to the club the following year. So that was some big things right from the gate with the LA Kings and the Ontario Reign and the support they had for us. They also stepped up with their foundation, the Hope Reigns Foundation, and contributed towards our foundation to help families that had financial limitations with helping the kids to pursue their dreams in youth hockey, and made a big impact there for our foundation. So some things right away that really gave the support that we're talking about for us to pursue our mission of really having the biggest impact in youth hockey, and having the Kings and the Reign support behind us has just made a huge difference.
Yeah, and we saw throughout the year some of these experiences with the new partnership, what it created, the amazing things that happened this year, more in one season than it happened in 5 or 6 years previously with the old organization. It gave us that platform to really emphasize what we do well. And I think that's what part of the and you know more than I do, but how the relationship was formed was because the Ontario Reign identified some of these key unique things about our organization. You know, obviously the partnership with USA Hockey and implementing the American Development Model, the partnership with the Positive Coaching Alliance. And these are unique things to our organization. And some other organizations do it, which is great. We encourage more organizations to do it. But that really gave us that platform to really show people what we can do in the right environment, the positive learning environment for kids, and then make sure we give the kids the best experience. And it's been just the stories and the pictures and the videos, and we have a lot of collection of these things now. And if you look back, it's really special.
And let's run through some of those highlights, right? So right away, like I said, we had the photo shoot. We had a few of our players go down to the locker room with the Ontario Reign. There's photo shoots in the locker room and on the ice and on the benches. And then we had our kickoff event where we had the whole club come out to the Ontario Reign game. We had the different events and things. You want to maybe go through the events that they had on the ice at the Reign game the first day?
So a lot of neat things. Again, there's several events at the Ontario Reign games, and the great thing about the Ontario Reign is it's not just about the junior Reign, right? It's about the whole community at large. They want to provide opportunities for everyone. We get some unique opportunities more than maybe some other clubs, but it's a whole community that we're trying to develop here of hockey players, right? So at the kickoff event, we had kids that hold the American flag, so they got on the ice for the anthem and hold the big flag, which is a really cool experience. We had the 8U kids down in the tunnel. Yeah. So if anyone was down there, I was down there. The craziness that happened down there, unique experience for the kids. As the players come out, they get to high five the kids. The mascot came through there. They're screaming, yelling. There's quite a few parents down there with them, so they got to experience that. That was really a neat experience. So, and some of the kids got to sit on the bench during the warm-ups. So that was another thing, the bench warmer one. So these are really unique things they got to do. And there were some other things we did throughout the year that they got to do as well.
Great. And then after, so we had a big kickoff event where all the family members and all the players got a ticket paid for the game and got to be a part of a unique experience there. Shortly after that, I think when we had the Reign Pro team come and practice at our Riverside location. We were able to invite teams out and watch them practice and high-five the players and take pictures with them and things after their practice. So it's another chance to just interact directly with the players that there.
Yeah, I think so. Three times this year in the Riverside location, obviously being closer to Ontario, easier for the players. We had a couple of other things down in Carlsbad, but in Riverside, the players came out 3 different times and occasions that 2 players come, help out with the stations, interact with the kids, sign autographs. Really an awesome experience. The kids just, we really loved it. The kids loved it. They had stars in their eyes, and the guys that came from the Ontario Reign, the players were unbelievable. Yeah. They had a blast themselves, and they had enjoyed it. And we had one just recently as well, and you see some great footage and video of that. So that was a really unique thing. We also had where the full team Ontario Reign practiced in Riverside. So we obviously let people know about that, and some people came and watched that, and they got to get autographs and stuff and watch the big boys practice. So that was a real neat experience as well.
And we had the dance team and the mascot make a trip down to Carlsbad and spend some time and pictures and things with the kid. The mascot was by the door, high-fiving the kids as they went out to their practice, again, making them feel like special, like they're dreaming about one day when they play for the big club, right?
Yeah, and those are all unique experiences, right? We tried, obviously, with different locations, Riverside, Carlsbad, and some of our tier teams burning Paramount. There's a lot of logistics trying to schedule these things, and obviously working with professional hockey players in a professional organization. They have a lot of things going on during their season as well. Like they obviously are supporting us and full partnership with the junior Reign, but they had a lot of priorities. So for them to take out the time and plan out some of these things were really unique. And from there, with all the younger age teams at the 8U level, the 10U level at Riverside and Carlsbad, they did the intermission shootouts.
Right.
And those are a real big hit. I was at several of them, saw some video and pictures of them. Kids got to go on the ice during the intermission of a rain game and got to do a shootout, take a penalty shot on their goalie. So that was a really cool thing. So they get to do that with the teams as well. We also did the LA Kings one where some of the kids signed up. 10s, I think. Yeah, so some of the kids that really wanted to go make the trip out to LA, get a ticket there and do the shootout. We actually have some good video footage of that as well. So that was a really unique experience.
Awesome. And then just some other accomplishments, I think, from the year, some highlights from the year. We also had the year-end event, the Parade of Champions. You want to just explain what the Parade of Champions was at the rain game just a couple of weeks ago?
Sure, yeah. So we had all the people that could make it. They had a ticket for the players, and then the parents came with their kids. And basically the idea was to get all the kids that could come to the year-end event down. We were down below before the game. And then we all got to walk out. All the players got to walk out on the ice after the warm up and give a wave to the fans and everyone. So they got to walk on the actual ice with a big group. So it was 60, 70, 80 people, kids out there. And that was a unique thing because it was something different that we hadn't done, and it got everyone together. Kind of went from the little guys at the front, the mites, all the way up to the midgets. And we had good representation from all the teams. So that was a neat experience as well.
Great. And then just some other highlights from the year. I think we launched the Inside the Junior Range show to start. Again, a place where the club's growing. We had 18 teams this year, 3 locations, right? So a place where we can communicate directly to, and parents oftentimes are dropping their kids off, and racing, maybe one parent's dropping the kids off, everyone's not there. So a venue where we can communicate really ideally back and forth with people, where we can talk about what's going on with the rain, what some of the key important things that we're doing is, and then also get comments and questions. So I think that was a big piece. And then similarly, we launched the Junior Rain Nation Facebook page for our club. Do you want to talk about those couple things?
Yeah, that was something that we've kind of had an idea for a while, and it was just the timing of it worked out well this year, is where we wanted people to really, we knew we were doing some fun things and kids were having great experiences, but let's really document this stuff. So we can't at the end of the day, one person can't document everything, right? It's really the families that experience it that make connection is what is important to us. So them being able to take pictures and videos and have a united place to put it on so people can see the experiences from the 8U level to the midget AAA level in one place, I think was a real big hit and continue to be a big hit. There's posting on there almost every couple of days. Someone will put something on there about a picture or a video of something that they've experienced as a rain. So the idea really is to it's not just one team. It's a nation. It's everyone pulling the same direction for the betterment and the greater good of the kids' experiences. And that's what it's been allowed to do. So that's been great.
Create that kind of virtual community for all of our parents in our program to go in and connect with others and see and share and see what's going on and see the pictures from last weekend and ask questions and whatever.
Yeah, and exactly, right? So not to get philosophical, but in life, right, what are we trying to do? We're trying to enjoy ourselves and create experiences. And that's really what value is, right? If you can look back and say, wow, that was an awesome thing we got to do. Okay, but sometimes you don't remember it. With me in my hockey career, I don't remember things. But if we could document it and then look back at that picture, that video, like, oh, did you see that? Remember that? And then look back at it. It's really a neat experience. That's why people have photo albums, and that's why there's Facebook now. There's all these things to connect people. It's about connecting people, right? And doing something good for people. And I think that's what it's allowed to do, and hopefully it continues to do that.
Great. And I'll talk about the Hard Hat Award that we launched this year, the Triple Impact Competitor Award.
Sure, yeah, that was something we did. If you remember, I wore the hard hat. Yeah. The only time I've worn it was during one of our shows, right? There, it's for the kids. So that's really what we call the Triple Impact Competitor, right? And that's the player of the game. And he's trying to, he or she is trying to make the game better, themselves better, right? And their teammates better. And we were awarded, each coach would award someone at the end of each game to wear the hard hat, and they get that for the week. And we had a lot of pictures from that, and a lot of things in our newsletter and stuff with pictures of so it's just another little thing that recognizes our kids, because that's really what it's about. It's about the kids. It's about their development, their experience, and it just gives us another way to recognize them. And the kids deserve the credit. They're the one doing the the work. I don't like to call it work. They're the one playing. They're the one that are developing. They're the one putting in the time, and they deserve to be recognized. So that's something that we've done, and there's something new coming down the pipeline soon with that. And I can talk about it now. Is that we're gonna soon? It won't be out. This will be out soon. Is that we're gonna do more player spotlight features. So we're gonna be featuring players. We're gonna have some form that people fill out, and we'll work on through the logistics of it. But that they more of our players are spotlighted in our Facebook feeds and our newsletters and that kind of stuff, because really at the end of the day, that's what it's about.
Awesome. And then it's along the lines of the experiences with the LA Kings and the Ontario Reign, we did have a visit from Fox Sports West this year for the Hockey Day Across America and the Hockey Day Across California segment. So we had Alex Curry from Fox Sports come and interview our players and record on the ice and things like that. And they actually made a really cool Fox Sports video for us, and it's been playing in the intermission of the Kings games and things for a while, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a really unique experience that we haven't experienced.
Okay, we're back. Part 2 here. We got cut off with the internet connection. Sorry about that. We were just talking about the Fox Sports West visit with Alex Curry and the video they made, or they play at the intermissions in the Kings game. So, Paul, you were talking about that. What happened with that?
Yeah, it was great. And Alex is obviously a professional and does all the LA Kings, the NHL stuff. It's crazy to think that we're so close to that level now with having the support from the NHL club. She came out and did a great job. She interviewed. Obviously, they got footage of everyone on the ice doing practice, but then she took her time to be on the bench and interview the kids. And there was some really fun interviews with the kids and really some funny stuff. And they captured it all and put it in video.
Video crew and everything.
Yeah, and it's cool. We have that on our website, and obviously it plays at other places and commercials and stuff. So that was a real neat experience. And a lot of what the cool thing was, there was I think 3 or 4 of the kids got camera time and were featured on it, which was really unique and really exciting for us.
Right. Oh, you're Liney from IAU, Steffi Bertanen just joined us here. So hey, Steph. Okay, and one other thing that we launched this year was, I think another success was the partnership with One Hockey Tournaments for our home tournaments at our events. Again, you talked a lot, Paul. One of the best things that we get from the partnership with Ontario and LA Kings is the experiences, the special experiences for the kids. So partnering with One Hockey for our home events really allow for that extra special experience for the kids at those events where they're playing in divisions with teams from other places, but there's the interviewer, the player interviewer, red carpet in front of the ring. There's music going. There's the sparkling apple cider champagne and the replica Stanley Cup for the championship teams. There's a player of the game awards for all the games that they get a little award and things. Just some of those atmosphere things that really help give a great experience.
Yeah, and off the top of my head, I believe a Pee Wee Carlsbad won one of the events. Yeah. My 8U Silver won one of the events, and maybe I'm missing a couple, but those are a couple that I know.
Yeah, I think we have one of our midget teams.
So they got to hoist the Stanley. So at the older age, so several teams got won the championship, depending on what tournament. Got to hoist the miniature Stanley Cup, and I know I was on the ice for the 8Us, so that was really something special. Like it was like they were so pumped about it. They were jacked. Like it's one of those things that. And I know there was some good video on that. Some of the parents caught video, and that's it's a once in a lifetime thing, really. Like those are unique experiences that they're going to look back on and really, really cherish those moments.
Great. And then another big accomplishment as we go into what's happening for next year and the spring right now, big accomplishment for our club last year was through the new CAHA Tier 1 approval process. Our club was approved to offer 18 AAA, which is the highest level of youth hockey that there is in the United States. Reign were approved to have an 18 AAA team. We had an 18 AAA team this past season that made the playoffs and had a great season. They also went into the very prestigious MAC tournament in Alberta around Christmas time, and they were part of the East Coast Elite League, Tier 1 league. They went to the East Coast for a lot of trips as well. We have a number of players from that team that'll be looking at junior and college hockey in the future. So exciting thing for our club to have that top level of competition for our kids to aspire to. And then we've also been approved for this year to have the 18 AAA Tier 1 team again for this season. And in the process of starting to have the skates for that team.
Yeah, and give some context and understanding of 18 AAA is like you said, is the highest level of youth hockey. So that Max tournament in Calgary, Alberta, it's one of the biggest midget tournaments in the world. So there's junior, there's college scouts there. It's really a big deal that they would be able to be part of that and be a team there and compete at that level. Because this is the next step for these kids is after they play youth hockey is they want to play, at the 18 AAA, they want to play junior hockey and they want to go on to college and be able to have exposure to that with our club and being part of these different tournaments and to have an 18 AAA team it's a huge accomplishment, right? It's really, it doesn't mean that all the kids are going to play at that level, right? And that's okay. But to have that opportunity to, if you're something that you want to take your hockey to the next level, seeing that competition level and realizing that this is a big time commitment to play at the 18 AAA level and to think that to be able to play junior hockey and college hockey, these are the best of the best, and to be able to offer that in our programming is unique and exciting. And I believe there's only 4 18 AAA teams.
Just to give some context that way, there's well over 30 clubs in California,
yep.
And the only 18 AAA teams that were approved to offer 18 AAA this year were the Junior Kings, the Junior Ducks, yep. The Junior Sharks, yep. And the Junior Reign. Yep. So exciting to be part of that kind of pinnacle of youth hockey, all the way down to we're also involved with the beginning of youth hockey, and to be able to have those pathways for the kids to progress through and work towards. And
we've talked about this before about the pathway, right? And understanding that it's a process and it's a late specialization sport and it's a long-term athletic development, right? So it's a long process where you start at 8U, which I have special focus on the 8U level and love it and enjoy it, is that initiation to hockey and connecting to the game, making sure it's fun, and then being able to provide these experiences with the Junior Reign is really unique, that really connects kids to the game. And that, at the end of the day, that's what we want. We want this game to bring positivity to their lives, right? Positivity, bring people together, bring families together. And if we can do that, and then being able to offer higher level teams is really neat, because that's that ignition to learning we talk about. It's like, whoa, I want to be that guy one day, looking up at the big midget AAA kid and seeing him practice on the weekend or something like that, or see him play a game. It's really unique.
Right. And then paired with this, another thing that's exciting for the future, but that's been another piece of support from the LA Kings, is that there's been one press release already going from the LA Kings, and there'll be a press release coming from us over the next week of launching our new partnership with the LA Lions program. So another exciting part of leveraging and deepening the impact, widening the impact of our mission of helping youth hockey be a life-changing experience. We have a number of girls in our program now playing with our co-ed teams, but we know that hockey is a great sport for boys and girls, and we want to be a part of providing the best opportunities for all boys and girls in the sport, and we'll be launching a partnership with the Lions that allow us to offer girls team programming out of our ranks as well, under our Junior Reign staff.
Yeah, the Inland Empire Lions. So that should come out this week, and that's exciting because at the grassroots will start and obviously build those programs and give girls opportunities to grow in the game. And we know that the highest levels of girls hockey, from the Olympic level to college hockey, there's so many opportunities for females, and it gives us that platform to partner with a great organization in the LA Kings, and obviously an established program like the LA Lions in their 3rd or 4th year now, and be able to offer programming in the Inland Empire start, and then soon to grow from there.
Great. And so where are we at now? Right now, we're in our spring season. We have our off-season programs that are designed around what's most important for athlete and hockey development, focused on the individual skills clinics and the 3-on-3s that are game-like but are more based on creativity and skill development and things like that. Our private training program that a lot of kids are taking advantage of right now, working on some of their private individual skills on their own schedule. We do encourage the play in other sports and having a healthy balance with hockey as they plan towards the future. And depending on where you're at in your hockey path, as far as age group and aspirations, having all those different options there for kids to pursue those dreams and goals at the highest capacity, and then having those discussions with our staff to figure out what the best ways to do that is. And then we just came out with our team announcements for the fall. So it's funny how quick this all kind of happens. We have our spring programming going on now, but the tryouts for fall club teams happen at a predetermined timed by the state bodies. So everyone in California, all the clubs can have to offer tryouts in the same time. So we have to base our schedule based on when those weekends are determined, and then based our our off-season programming, trying to do what's best for their athletic development, and then also planning towards our next year teams and setting those tryouts and which teams we're offering, so people can know how to make their plans and how to strive for those things.
Yeah, there's no question kids shouldn't be going to the rink 6-7 days a week in the summer or the spring, right? It's obviously, first, we've always talked about this as being age appropriate, right? At the highest levels, I read articles day after day about multi-sport athletes. So it's critical. I was a multi-sport athlete. That it's critical that we develop that. And that's why it's critical we develop the right programming to get gains in hockey, but also give them the avenue and the platform to pursue other activities, right? So when you come to the rink, you're 2 or 3 days a week, you're getting the most kind of your bang for your buck is you're doing the right training at the right time, right, for the right age group.
And that's the right thing mentally and emotional things as well.
Yeah, and when it should be competitive, when shouldn't it be? Should it just be about fun? Should it be? Well, all these things factor into our programming. That's why the spring program is a great gateway for that. And the private training is more focused on technical work and technical gains. And it gives your family, you want to spend time with your family, of course. You want to swim or play tennis or play lacrosse, you can do that as well. Be a kid. So it's not just about, train. The word is kids want to play. They want to play hockey, right? So let's give them the proper platform to play hockey and get better at it and to develop their skills, but also give them the avenue so they can pursue other opportunities in other sports, which will, in the long term, make them a better hockey player and love the game more in hockey. And the USA Hockey has taken that full swing. They've backed it 100%. We obviously have a model club and believe in our hearts that's the right way and have experiences that way. So it really ties in well. So I think that's the future, is that kids, and we develop programming that is focused at the right time for age groups.
Right. And then, so what's coming up next for people? We have our spring program going on right now. Like you said, that concludes really the end of May. Yeah. The AAA Tier 1 tryouts are the first tryouts to start. So that happens the second Friday in May, which I believe is May 11th to 12th this year, is our AAA Tier 1 tryout. That's when we'll be forming that 18 AAA team. The AA tryouts, so we'll have 12 UAA, 14 UAA, 16 and 18 AA. That's our Tier 2 program. That's, again, high performance level of competition. That's going to be the first Friday in June, which I believe is the first June 1st this year. So right after the end of May is when those AA teams are formed. And then the A and B tryouts, so 8 and under, 10 and under, 12, 14, 16, 18, all the following Friday, which is, I believe, is June 8th. So this is all available on the website. We sent out there's a press release also with the team announcements. There'll be more stuff of that last reminding about the specific tryout times and locations and things like that. We'll have those tryouts in Riverside and in Carlsbad for the A and B and for the AA, and then the Tier 1 trial will only be in Riverside. And then we have, after those teams are formed, mid-June, we'll have some downtime before the season starts up. The fall season will start up officially about mid-August. In that period between June and August, we'll have the various options for people. There'll be some skills clinic options. There'll be private training options. There'll be some camps or things like that based on people's schedules and what their plan is towards the upcoming season.
Yeah, so we got a full slate, but it's based, like we talked about, based off the right things for the kids, and we'll have some summer clinics, right? And the spring program is to build towards tryouts and to maintain your skills and improve, but also gives you time to do other things. And then once the teams are made, there's some summer clinics, some private training to improve on some gains, some technical aspects. And then you're into August for the start of the season, and hopefully there'll be more exciting things with our partnership with the future with USA Hockey, PCA, Ontario Reign, One Hockey, LA Lions now. Yeah. So we're making a lot of moves towards and uniting ourselves with good organizations to help to strengthen our organization. And
so, as you can see, the amount of planning and thought that needs to go into building a great program and making sure that we're offering everything that people need to help them pursue their goals and their dreams, and also offering the right things and planning out in a way that people can understand and know what's most important to do. So now's the time to do that, but now's also the time, as you mentioned, we'll be having a recap meeting with the Ontario Reign staff, with the Kings staff, with USA Hockey, with PCA. Now's the time with One Hockey that we'll be reviewing all these things, and so stay tuned. There'll be more, exciting announcements and additions and things to our program throughout the offseason as we plan for next year. So I think we went a little bit over time today, but we did have some technical difficulties. We wanted to give a pretty good recap of the year's highlights and where we are now and how we're planning for the future. Paul, anything that I missed or things to add?
Yeah, great, Ben. I just say thank you to all the parents, all the families, all the kids, all the coaches, all the rink staff, all the partnerships for putting in a great effort this year. It was a great first season as the Junior Reign. I'm proud, and I know you're proud of it. It's something we don't get, and maybe don't say thanks enough, but thank you to all the people and the families for committing their kids to the program, because I know meaningful experiences for us and for the kids, and we know the future is bright, and the heart and the heartbeat of the program and the leadership is in the right place. We're doing this for the betterment of the kids and the families and bringing people together. So I'm excited for the future and want to say thanks for what we just accomplished this year. Awesome. Thanks, Paul. And I just want to add to that as well for myself, is that at the end of the day, all the people, the families that are listening that were part of the Junior Reign Hockey Club this year, we thank you. You have, it's your decision what to do with your kid. I have 2 young daughters, a 3 and a 6-year-old. I understand that your kids are your whole world, and we want to thank you for putting your trust in us. You can put your kids in whatever experiences you decide is best for them. We want to thank you for trusting your kids with us and allowing us to be a part of your family's life and future. Great. So thanks a lot, everyone. We'll see you next Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific. Again, please let us know questions or comments in the comments below, whether you're watching live or in the replay. We'll get back to your questions or comments. We read all of them. Share if you like what you hear, and hopefully we'll see you guys next Monday. Thanks. Everyone.